Asked to speak with Ann Gormley.
And that is what I've been trying to do. So as far as security, because your department would be amongst the crossfire as well. And I'm trying to avoid, you know what I mean, avoid involving anybody else further. You know what I mean? Other than what it really is.
I understand that, but the bottom line is this: at this moment, you've got to leave. You got to go. You can't. You have no other business being here today. You're not going to be able to get to see anybody. You're welcome to call and make arrangements, but you're going to have to leave.
But it's not even just that. I was over there. I was going to possibly grab a coffee and grab something to eat. And if I wanted to eat at the cafeteria, I'm allowed to do that as well. Because people bring in babies all the time. I did with my last two.
Listen, Jamie.
I know. See, but that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to do this as professionally as I can.
But right now, and I would advise that you follow the rules that they've said. You've been told.
You're not following the rules.
Yes, we are. We are. The rules are you are not to be here unless you're on official business as a patient.
Well, what? All right. So, first of all,
this is a public. This is not a public building. It's private property, and we get to say who does and who doesn't come here.
But it's not only that. I'm also a patient.
But you're not a patient right now. You're not an inpatient.
I could be if I go up to neurology to reschedule the appointment I had to cancel, and that's what I'm saying. Like.
You're trying to wiggle yourself around.
No, I'm not. I have to see Pinnacle providers. I am a Pinnacle employee, and I have been for the last 4 years.
Okay, you had a chance to see Carrie Ansbach, and it didn't happen. She was waiting to see you, and it didn't happen. So you've got to follow the rules. So from this point on, you have to leave. If you don't leave, we're going to call the police, and they're going to escort you out. You could possibly be charged with defiant trespass. Do you want that?
But
you don't want that.
I've already talked to HR about this. And they said that there shouldn't have been a reason why my badge was disabled.
We have an officer in the department right now?
I'm not being non-compliant. I'm just asking you.
Yeah, we should.
You don't want to go to this next level. I don't want to go to this next level. You should just leave and then make the phone calls and do it. And try to do it the right way. And if you're not getting, if you're not getting satisfaction, then you need to go to the next level.
But what would I be? Well, what I have also been trying to find out is when my badge was disabled.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
When was my badge disabled?
Your badge was disabled when you're not currently scheduled here, and so anyone that goes on leave, their badge usually gets disabled. Or
3 days after I went on leave.
But as I recall, you had come back a couple times in the past, and you were told not to come back because.
Well, they did an audit. If compliance does an audit of how many people on FMLA's badge was terminated, and the length of span that mine was, that's going to be a red flag right there.
Well.
And the only way to do that is to put in a PAF, is a termination, or for leave of absence, which that right there is proof that I need as for the retaliation case.
All right, listen.
I'm just not, like, honestly, and am I being irate to anybody?
No, you're not being irate, but at the same time, you cannot continue to sit.
I talked to you. I talked to you over here, and I warned you of defiant trespass.
Yeah, and I went right over to HR, and they said that I wasn't trespassing, and that.
So let's just make this easy.
Because this is the thing, you got one person in HR doing one thing, and the person doing their job and doing it honestly, So.
All right. So listen. So why don't we just make this easy today and just pick your stuff up and just where are you parked at?
Oh, I had to park on the street.
Okay. So why don't you, before your meter runs out, why don't you just go back to your car and get rolling? So this doesn't have to go to the next level.
But this is the thing. It shouldn't have had to go to this level.
It shouldn't have to, but that's what I'm saying.
But that's what I'm saying. Who do I need to talk to?
I've told you.
Do I need to talk to Steve? Is Steve the one that keeps putting in the request? Or do I need to talk to Casey? Or
Steve, I don't know who's Steve.
Steve Rosito.
He's
the one that put in the first one, right?
Yeah.
He's the one that put in the first request.
I would say you need to speak with your HR rep.
That's who I'm trying to figure out who that is.
and- okay.
Heating up, have one of us come too.
Yeah.
And we'll all have the same score.
Allison Beck, and if you can't get through to Allison, then go to her boss, I guess would be Kim Etter or
I already
Ann Gordon.
did. That's the thing. It's the
And-
next spot.
And have you talked to John DiLorenzo?
No, he wasn't there today, so I'm gonna probably meet with him then. And that's the thing. I'll probably, because I have to meet with people to be able to show what I have, for one.
All right.
And it's not even just that. I mean, well, actually, me and John worked really well together, and he knows that I'm a good employee and just trying to do due diligence and just try to come back to work. You know, like what?
All right. Well, you've got to go through the normal process. So, as it stands now, you're going to leave, right?
Well, in a minute, yeah. But I wanted to know where should John meet me for a meeting in the admin suite?
You have to call and make those arrangements.
I know, but how am I gonna?
You have his phone number?
Let's just say if I have to go to Southgate and meet, if he says sure, come on down tomorrow at Southgate, am I gonna worry about getting? Then I'm gonna get arrested.
No. If we know you're coming, he'll let us know you're coming, and it'll all be fine because you're here then on official business. You've been asked to come back and meet with somebody. That's all you got to do is communicate. If you're coming up here, you call us and tell us. But now you got to go. So let's go now before things get out of hand.
All right. But what would you arrest me for?
Defiant trespass. Because I know you're being nice, but you're also being defiant, and you're
I'm
not
not.
leaving when we're asking you to leave, and so you need to leave.
Right.
Your car's parked in a meter, which means if the police come and take you away, your car's gonna end up getting towed. You're gonna have that.
You don't want all this.
Well, I'm
Go
not
now
on.
before it gets to the next level, because the next phone call is going to be Tim's going to radio the officer. At this,
Well, see, and this is just
and he's gonna
harassment.
come
So
out.
then maybe you should have to, like, do I need to file? Who do I file harassment charges with then?
Who's harassing?
This is a plain example of the harassment
No,
I have been experiencing
You are on
the
private
last
property,
6.
and we're asking you to leave because you don't have any official business here at this very moment.
I'm going to get a coffee.
You can get a coffee at Dunkin' Donuts down the street. Just because we have a coffee shop doesn't mean we have to.
I just went to the pharmacy.
And did you get your prescription?
Yeah, and
Okay,
now that
and-
I think about it, I have to fill something else up again too.
And so you need to go.
But I'm just saying.
All right, Tim.
Well, where it?
You're gonna make this 10 times worse on yourself.